What's up, guys? So I have a lot to talk about, so please watch this. Please listen to this because this is very important. So one thing, me and a buddy did start a knife dealer site. So we are going to be getting different models on the site and selling them. So I will have it linked down in the description so you guys can see it. But we'll go more into that. But first, I want to talk about these Berg blades because it's gonna blend together. So, the Berg Blades knives. I let the Sweeney fly under my radar. So I can't believe I let it because I watched videos on it. I seen people, saying how good it was. But I didn't realize how good it was. I really didn't. I honestly looked at it like it was so narrow. Like there's no way. I thought these guys were, not that they were lying. Let me be clear. I thought they were exaggerating. That's what I thought. I didn't think they were lying. I thought they were exaggerating. I thought it would be way too narrow to be as good as they were saying. That's just what I thought, right? Well, I got it in hand and I was so mad at myself because it's so good. It's so good. And since it's so good, I reached out to Berg Blades. I was like, man, I really want to get these on our site because, and these are the first models we've gotten on our site. This model and then some of the Iron Muts that we're going to talk about here in a second as well. So we do have them for sale on the site. We are going to have more knives on the site very soon. But I'm so happy to have this one on the site for the first one because this is something I absolutely adore. And like I said, I reached out to them because of that reason, because they sent one to me. They sent one to me to check out. And I said, holy cow, I cannot believe how good this is. So I was like, yeah, we got to get this on the site. And I'm so thankful. So shout out to Berg Blades for working with us and being the first company to work with us. Shout out to them. That's a huge thing. We do have a bunch of other companies that are also going to be working with us that we're going to have on the site as well. So let's take a closer look at these knives. And don't forget, you can find them on Neeve Knife Co down in the description. Guys, I appreciate all the love and support. I honestly do. I greatly appreciate all the love and support. And, this is obviously another step to, to what I'm trying to do with Neeve's knives and everything. And, obviously expand and do as much as possible. So, I'm very excited about this. I'm very excited about this next step. So hopefully it goes very well. And I know with your guys' love and support, it absolutely will. So let's check this knife out closer up. So let's take a close look at these two Berg knives. The Sweeney, my goodness, I freaking love this knife. It's the little details, man. The little details make this knife what it is. And man, they knocked every little detail out of the park. Everybody knows, like, when you get a knife in hand, especially if you've held a lot of knives, there's certain little tiny details that add up that make that knife super premium. And not even just super premium, but just like extremely well done. And they hit every corner on this thing so good. Beautiful drop point blade in 20 CV. I love how this blade extends out right here with this swedge. Gorgeous satin. There is obviously another version, the stonewash version. Now the handle is a titanium bolster lock. And the bolster is done extremely well. Again, the edges are chamfered really nicely. The access to the lock bar, look at that. Beautiful access. I mean, this thing is beautiful lockup, even if it's nice and slow. You can hear the lock bar really engage. The micarta, I love this micarta. This is some of my favorite micarta, is this kind of micarta. So, and it's lined up perfectly. If there wasn't, difference in texture, I would not feel that seam at all. We have a titanium mill pocket clip and back spacer. Now, the action is absolutely incredible on this knife, which is one of the things I kind of thought was not going to be as good as everybody was making it sound. Everybody was making it sound like it was really good, and I just, for some reason, man, I was just like, no, it's not as good as you guys are saying. It's too narrow, it's too this. Then I get it in hand, and I'm like, my goodness, was I wrong. This is the most perfect jimping and most comfortable front flipper I think I've felt in a long time. I mean, it literally is just, it's so comfortable, so easy to use. This is the perfect front flipper. My goodness, did they do such a good job. And I love that you can do it in any way. Like, you can do it with the side finger, you do it with the thumb. The reach over is really easy because of the way it angles up, and it's not right here. You don't have to go all the way over here. You can literally go right here, right on top, and the jimping's so grippy that, you know, and the detent is perfectly tuned to this jimping. That's kind of weird to say, that a detent is tuned perfectly to the jimping. And I mean that because this jimping, the traction, you know, and the strength of the detent, it's just perfect. Damn it, they did such a good job with that. Very, very smooth on the drop. Now the hole deployment. Another thing, I did not think this was gonna be as good as it is because it just looked like it wasn't gonna, like you were gonna have to squeeze in there. But no, man, this thing's just very natural. Bam. I mean, it falls right into a perfect place. And the thumb flick. Like, so the thumb flick is just as good as the reverse flick, which, you know, a lot of times it's one or the other. This one's really, really good for both. Yeah, very fidgety. This is something that is very enjoyable to deploy. The detent strength, you know, even down to the, like, you know, the sharp edge on the hole and how strong the detent is. Super crispy braking action. Now, the ergonomics, again, another corner that they just hit perfectly because of all these little edges. Like, look at the edges. It's almost like they're melted, you know, the way they rounded all the edges. You feel that in the hand. It's super duper comfortable and it's a great size. This is not a super big knife. This is literally the perfect size EDC, 100%. This is probably, you know, I love large knives and this is literally like right on the verge of being a large, and that's what I love about it, is that it's not small in any way, shape, or form. It's literally the perfect size. Even back here, you see I can get a full grip without choking up, but there, you know, nothing's stopping me from getting up nice and tight to the edge. Now, as far as negatives go, I really only have one negative, and that is I wish the plunge grind was backed up. Now, this one you'll get a couple sharpenings out of. I can see you'll get about up there. So you will get like probably 3-4 sharpenings. If you lower back the edge angle really far, maybe only like 2 or 3. But if you're careful, you'll be able to get a couple good sharpenings. But you know how I am. I want like 15 sharpenings. I want at least 10. At least 10. No, I'm just kidding. If I can get 5, I'm really happy. But all in all, man, what a damn good knife. Let's check out this next one, man. I could literally gush over this one all day long. Now, the next one is the Iron Mut. Now, the Iron Mut does come in, you know, a couple different versions as well. I think there's 5 different versions. This is a really cool one. One, you know, it is, I'm going to say it's a small knife, but it's not like super small. You know, it's that good small. But again, the jimping, the detent is very, very well tuned. Very comfortable flipper tab. It's a flipper tab you can easily do the push button on or the light switch. And I got right to action, you know, because the action is, you know, the first part of, you know, getting your knife open and everything. So, but it is, let me go to the blade and then we'll talk about the action. So we have a clip point blade with a beautiful, beautiful swedge on it. I mean, this thing is gorgeous as far, man, the looks on this thing. 20 CV, hollow grind, so it has a nice satin hollow grind right here, and then we have a beautiful swedge down to the tip because the blade stock is nice and thick, so it's a thick blade stock, so this is going to be a robust blade with a nice slicey grind, which is very, very cool. So as you sharpen it, it's not going to get thicker and thicker, at least not for a while. The handle is a titanium frame lock. This one's the stone washed one, but like I said, there's other versions. Beautiful back spacer that's you know, lined up really nicely. Milled titanium pocket clip, and then the access to the lock bars, you know, really good. They did put a chamfer on both sides. No problems with that. Easily get to that. Nice dropping action. I can tell it needs to break in, but it's fine. Like, it's not. It's very smooth. It's just, you know, it's a light blade, you know, and you know, it's not broken in yet, but it's still very, very smooth. I can easily slap it down. Like I can easily get it right down. Like, it's not, it doesn't feel, it feels like it's on bearings, you know, it doesn't feel like it's on washers or anything, but you know, the detent ball needs to break in and then it'll probably be like drop shut or at least false shutty. But you know, it's still really good. The fuller is super easy to get to. For thumb flicks, you can do it, but it's not as easy. But the reverse flick, perfect. The fuller sticks out that perfect amount to where, you know, your finger can get right in there. Whether you do it up here or down at the bottom of the side of your finger, it works great. And like I said, in that flipper tab, man, fantastic flipping action. Now, like I said, this is a compact knife. You know, this is not a large knife. This is more of a compact knife, but I can get a full 4-finger grip. But again, you know, this one, you know, I do like the Sweeney quite a bit more than this one, but this one's still, man, this one's still really solid, man. And one thing I can't appreciate about this one, the way this thing looks, this is a sexy knife, to me personally. You know, just the way the lines are, the way everything's done, this is a gorgeous knife. I would love to see this in a large version or an XL version. Ooh, can you imagine? If Berg Blades, if you're listening, man, we need an XL version of this. Man, whoo, that'd be so awesome. Watch, they're gonna leave me a message like, dude, we've already done that. It does have titanium pivot collars. My one complaint, or my couple complaints, if I was gonna throw some complaints out there, T6s, I wish they were T8s, and the next thing, a plunge grind again. Now this one you'll get 2 sharpenings in. You know, maybe 3. If you keep their angle, you'll get like 3. But if you change the angle to a lower angle, you'll get about 2. But, you know, it's still, you know, you still got some sharpenings in there. So, you know, but I always like more. You guys know that. So, I wish the plunge grind was backed up just a little bit. Now, don't forget, check out the Neeve Knife Co. site down in the description to buy these. These are our first models on there. We do have some more models coming that will be on there very, very soon. But, yeah, definitely check that out. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.